back and watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sporadic Gaming Podcast, Episode 3. My name is No Youth. You can call me Devin, and that is
Oh, me. Yes, I'm D,
you.
Fizz-sama, Fizz, Damien, whatever you want to call me. I go by many names. How's it going?
He is a man of many names. So, last episode, we talked a little bit about kind of just where we think the gaming industry is going to go. It was a pretty open-ended kind of conversation type episode. But we talked about doing games and stuff.
Yes.
And I think now is a good time to get into some of those games. So first things first, we're gonna do our introductions. Fizz, Damien, D, man of many names. What have you been playing recently?
Yeah, still playing through Claire Obscure. Like I said last week, it's a phenomenal game and I'm really enjoying it and it is having a profound impact on me as a person. So that's been going great. But I have also, still been playing, some of the other stuff I mentioned. Horizon Modern Warfare, still super fun. Battlefront 2, still doing super well. We just played a little bit of the finals earlier again, so like we just kind of have a big like multiplayer rotation. Probably gonna get into some Final Fantasy 14 again soon. Starting my Final Fantasy 10 playthrough again. Like I'm kind of all over the place with my gaming sessions right now, but that's kind of like that's kind of how I do things.
Yeah, we definitely are all over the place. I mean, to say we're playing one game at a time is never the right
Yeah, it's
answer.
not how it
And
goes
like
with us.
and you get like those people who like play, oh yeah, like I'm playing COD, like that's my multiplayer game, but then I have my single player. Like no, it's like okay, I have like my 3 multiplayer games I'm playing, my 3 single player games I'm playing. So yeah, no, for me, playing through Fallen Order still and still playing Battlefront 2. That's kind of what I've been focusing on.
How far have you
Um,
gotten in Fallen Order?
I'm on second visit of Kashyyyk, so no spoilers, but you do visit Kashyyyk twice, and I'm on that second visit
What?
right now. Right before my favorite fight in the game. So I'm very excited that after the podcast, I will be playing that at some point tonight, probably.
Nice.
Um, because I'm very excited where I'm at. So yeah, no, that's good. We're very happy that we're still playing some good games. So we're gonna get into our first game. Now this one's gonna take a little bit of explaining, but it is called King of the Hill. So the way that it works is we each have 3 hot takes for each other at least. And one of us is going to be the king of the hill. That person basically is going to defend the take that they kind of have. And the other person just going to have a friendly, maybe heated, but friendly debate kind of discussing that take that they have. So, do you want to get us started? Would you like to do the first one?
Sure. Yeah, I think I have a pretty decent first opinion here to start us off with. And it's going to sound super negative, but I promise when you hear me out, it's not that negative. It's only a little bit negative, okay? My
Yeah.
first hot take is I am glad that they canceled Missing Link.
Oh, oh no. Oh, missing link?
Yep.
Why did
I
it catch a
think
stray?
no, it's not a stray. Missing Link is catching the entire volley of bullets right now. I am happy. I think it is a good thing overall that they canceled Missing Link.
You supporting a game getting canceled.
This is a
Okay,
rare thing for me, but
this is a rare
it
thing
will make
for
sense when I
sure.
explain, I promise.
Okay, explain away. Let's
Well,
let's let's hear.
yeah, so my initial reaction was sadness because obviously I want more Kingdom Hearts games. I want to play them, I want to enjoy them. However, Square Enix and mobile games have a very specific history, okay? Look at every single mobile game Square Enix has ever made. They've all been sunset, they've all been delisted, and, you know, support ends and the game is just completely unavailable. This has already happened to multiple Kingdom Hearts mobile games. This would be no different. Even if it was really good and really successful, there will come a time where this game will just straight up not exist anymore. And it being as plot relevant as we are assuming it was going to be, I think that is actually a net negative. I actually think Union Cross has done so much damage to the Kingdom Hearts plot and storyline as a whole, and that's part of this too, is that Union Cross not existing anymore, yet being arguably the most important game in the series, is terrible.
It
Terrible,
does it
especially for where we're going in the story, with where we're going and with Union Cross being the most important game to know going into Kingdom Hearts 4. You can't play it anymore. There is no way to experience that story
you
at all.
Not true.
And that is
One,
100% true.
there's been the YouTube videos, and you can watch
Yes,
every
but
cutscene if you download the game now.
going to a
You can
YouTube video
download the
to get your
game.
story is not
You
ideal.
can download the game on your phone, and you can watch every single cutscene. You can't play the game, the metal, the combat, all that stuff doesn't exist. But you could read through all of the dialogue. Like it's still there. It's just like a very taxing and expensive, for your time at least, um, experience, like a book. But you can go through all of Union Cross. I agree with you that Enix games, specifically the mobile ones, have had a little
Yeah.
bit of a rocky start, being very, very gotcha games, and just all of them being
Yeah, I
like
mean, look
that.
at the Final Fantasy VII BR they made. That
Oh
didn't even
yeah,
last like a year, I don't
no.
think.
Yeah, no, that's gone. But like with the Kingdom Hearts one specifically, you can read through all the cutscenes of Dark Road and of Union Cross and of Unchained Key. You can still experience those stories. I think Union Cross or Missing Link was going to be exactly that, and like I don't think anyone was expecting more. Like I wasn't expecting more. Like it was going to be a game you could play pretty much until Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, and then you have all the information you need for Kingdom Hearts 4. So you just play that, and then that game gets delisted, gets whatever, and you don't even worry about it anymore because the game was just there for serving its purpose as like a gap game. Uh, I would definitely say Missing Link getting canceled sucks. I'm happy we got Kingdom Hearts 4 news as we talked about in the last episode
Yes.
with those screenshots, but I definitely don't. Don't think I would agree that Missing Link getting canceled is bad, and especially because for you, even failures you didn't want taken down, like Concord, that
This is
you
true,
owned
and
the
here's the
sealed
thing:
copy for.
100%. And yes, I do. A graded sealed copy, by the way, 9.8. But what I will say on that is that yes, no, I do agree that I think games should be preserved, even the bad ones. However, when you're talking about games that haven't even been created yet, and the answer is, do we push through this and release it, and maybe Kingdom Hearts 4 takes longer, and then we're going to have all these future issues with continuity and maybe the game not being available, and maybe it being really important to a story that is now incomplete. um, I think it's just a net positive that the studio decided to maybe make the call to not continue down that road, especially if it was
But
giving them as much problems as it's rumored to have been giving them.
there's other games that have been given insane problems. May I mention the Wonder Woman game that was getting made? And you're not on the side of shutting that game down.
I'm not, because here's the thing, Devin. I'm a hypocrite, and I'm aware of
Yeah.
it. I'm aware of that. I understand. This is not a normal stance for me to have. This is specifically this situation and this situation only.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think that Missing Link could have been an enjoyable experience. I don't know if it was going to be like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2, get out of here." Like, we got Missing Link. Like it wasn't going to be something like that. Like I don't think I would take any of the mainline any of the mainline games or Missing Link over any of the mainline games. I would
Yeah.
probably take Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 and Birth by Sleep and Chain of Memories and Days over Missing Link. Recoded. Sure. Take that. But like the good games, um I feel like it would be, and that's the thing with me is of course we talked about this again in the last episode. I hate to reference it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. We referenced talking about mobile games and how I'm more of a mobile gamer than you are, and how Missing
I
Link
will
is the
be honest.
game
That's
that
also
like
part of it. Is I'm also not a mobile gamer, so I wasn't really going to be super interested in another Kingdom Hearts mobile game. But sorry, continue.
yeah. No, but exactly on that line, like I was excited, oh, like a cool Kingdom Hearts mobile game I can play at work when I'm like bored at work doing nothing, or whatever I may be doing, I have like something I could kind of hop on the go.
Yeah.
Um, which the Retroid Pocket fixes that because now I just have Chain of Memories and that's all I play. Um, but just having a game on the go that I could just hop on my phone, like I always have with me, is always nice. Like it's just and having a Kingdom Hearts one's also always nice. So that's what I was excited for. I
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be story important and all this stuff, but
And I think
yeah, that's a hot take.
I think that's what really leads me to this conclusion specifically is that like I like the idea of like a mobile game companion, right? Like a companion piece, a side story sort of thing. That way, it just is gonna run for a long time. You could just keep playing it. I think that idea, that concept is cool, but they've done it like 4 times now, and they're getting
Mhm.
increasingly more relevant while lasting an increasingly less amount of time, and then getting replaced
Yeah.
with something else or just deleted. Like technically, Missing Link getting canceled before launch is just a continuation of that trend. We had the
It's
first game that was out for a few years, and then it was shrunk. The time frame just kept shrinking to the now we're in the negatives. We just crossed that threshold, and so now Missing Link was a negative release. So
and
this is
then
just Square Enix being Square Enix. Actually, I can't get
and
mad
then
at it.
the next game isn't even gonna get announced.
No, yeah,
Like it's gonna
it's
it's
already
gonna
been canceled.
it's gonna get Insomniac leaked, where it's like, oh, they were making this like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know they
exactly.
were making another mobile game.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've already preemptively shut it down. It's already EOS. But
yeah.
it hasn't been even announced yet. So
Oh, exactly. Yeah. No, that's definitely a hot take. I don't think I agree, but I could definitely see where you're coming from at least.
you're not
So
gonna
that's
call
good.
me
But
a stupid poo poo butthead.
no, I'm going to just check your DMs.
Okay, okay, yeah. You're just gonna wait until after the recording session's
After the
done.
podcast. Oh
Okay.
man, as soon as we're not rolling. Oh no,
All right, it's fine. You know where I live, so.
I I'm gonna send you a zip bomb. Just straight up malware. Hey, look at this song I made in Yarg.
Yeah, yeah. Here.
Downloads it, fries your computer.
At least it's not a pipe bomb. I'd rather a zip bomb than a pipe bomb get sent to me. So.
Oh man, we're gonna be on a watch list after this episode airs.
Oh
Oh
God.
man. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so that was
Um,
my hot take. Now you got to hit me with one of
th-
yours, and it better be good.
um, I don't know which one to put. Oh man, I have so many. I have
Yeah, I
three.
know you. We should have
Okay,
we should
I'm
have brought
just.
Gabe on to do this. He'll have to be our next
Oh,
victim. He'll have to be our
he'll be
next
our next
victim.
victim.
He just the whole episode is just him giving his normal takes, and then us just going
Just.
after him.
uh, okay. Funnily enough, we're playing the game King of the Hill, so I'll do my King of the Hill inspired hot take.
Okay.
I think that King of the Hill is the best game mode of all time.
Whoa. Okay. All right. All right. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. Okay. So when you're referring to King of the Hill, do you specifically mean like its original iterations, or do you mean even the offshoots like Hardpoint and COD, or Control in
So
other games? Yeah.
the game mode King of the Hill as works as it does in Halo. The original Halo, not Infinite, right? So I just mean you spend time on a point, every second you get some points, first one to the threshold wins. That's it. So Hardpoint is basically just King of the Hill, like it's they're identical. Um, but I'm excluding King of the Hill from Halo Infinite on this list.
Or any of the ones that
Which
like
is
change the rules a bunch.
that
Okay.
changed the rules. Like, oh, be on a time on this hill for a certain amount of time. Whoever has more time on it gets 1 point. None of that. No.
Gotcha.
Um, this is specifically in modes for shooters.
Well, yeah, this doesn't apply
To this
for
point,
a lot of other
games that
genres.
it doesn't compat. It's like it's not like, oh well, Final Fantasy X doesn't have King of the Hill, therefore, you know. so so it's definitely like focused on just shooters and stuff like that. But I don't think there's been another game mode that has done the teamwork aspect
I'm really
as
thinking.
well as King of the Hill ever. Like
What about
Search and
like
Destroy is great, but one person can carry that entire game. You cannot have one person carry a game of King of the Hill. You can have one person carry domination. You can have one person carry capture the flag.
Those were the other
This
two obvious obvious picks for like top tier game modes. Like I think if we're talking shooters, right? Obviously, your classic TDM style deathmatch modes, but then like capture the flag, domination, search and destroy, and
gunfight.
and well, okay, yeah, a 1v1 or 2v2 type mode, but then yeah, like the other one obviously would be King of the Hill or Hardpoint or whatever you want to, like whatever version of that you want to go through. And I'm trying to think, like I think domination really fixes a lot of other issues with like map control and stuff like that, but I want to fight you on this. I don't think I can. I think you might just be
Yeah,
spitting facts. It's
because
either like
because
the only other one I could say like really is capture the flag. Like I do think capture the flag is like the quintessential FPS game mode.
my problem with capture the flag, and this is my problem with all game modes, right? I do not like game modes where one person can dominate. I think you should be playing as a team, and I don't think there's another game mode that rewards you like teamwork is the baseline. If you want to even do well a little bit, you have to have teamwork. Knowing what your teammates are doing, knowing what your enemies are doing, it takes a lot of game sense to be good at King of the Hill. I don't think there's another game mode that goes near this at all. And capture the flag, I think, is the one that people go to the first. First is like you need your team to kind of push together.
Defend
Me and
together
Damien,
and
me and Damien in ranked Halo 4
ranked Halo 4. You're gonna tell this story till we die,
got
aren't
in a
you?
single warthog with just us two and drove to the flag and back 3 times. We won that game deathless because we just drove back and forth 3 times
That's because we're just
and
cracked.
won.
We're just like that, okay?
It we dominated. We destroyed everyone. We and you can't do that in King of the Hill. We would never have been able to do that
That's
in King
true.
of the Hill. You would need more people. You would need support of your team. And I don't think there's any game mode other than King of the Hill that has been to that level of like teamwork and just sheer joy. Like winning a game of King of the Hill feels so rewarding, and losing, you don't feel like you got snubbed. You're like, oh, that team just outplayed me. Like it feels good, you know. And I think the only other game mode that I would consider even close to King of the Hill, in my opinion, is Supremacy from Battlefront 2. Um, and I think that that's the second best game mode of all time, but I still put King of the Hill at number one.
Interesting. Interesting. I think also like yeah, Conquest is also up there, but Conquest is a variation of domination. So, or I guess domination is a variation of Conquest. So like for me,
Yeah.
I think of them sort of interchangeably, even though obviously Conquest has very specific rules that make it Conquest and not domination, the whole ticket system. So I think
Yeah.
that is interesting. That is interesting. And here's the thing is I was so prepared. You said that and I was so prepared to fight you on it. I was like, no, you're wrong. Domination like domination capture the flag. But like then I thought about it some more and I'm like, no. Capture the flag is the only one that has a claim. And I don't know if I agree with that. Like I think if I gun to my head, if I had to get rid of only one, I'd probably get rid of King of the Hill, but like at the same time, like I think it's cool that we've at least come to the conclusion that those are arguably probably the best two at least.
Yeah, like out of
Like
like
those are
those
the
kind of.
most influential as well.
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I was so prepared to fight you on this, and now I think you've actually swayed me. Like I think you've completely swayed me to your side a little bit.
Yeah, no, King Hill's good, guys. Trust. Um, okay, are you ready for your next one?
Yeah. This one, I'll save actually. No, I'll save this one for last. I'll go with this other one here because I think this one I don't know if you're gonna feel super strongly about this, but I have a
Okay.
lot of points to back myself up on this. Okay.
All right.
Um, so this is a COD hot take. I think, including the original universe and the new rebooted universe, I think overall Modern Warfare is better than Black Ops.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, like you're talking about story specifically,
I'm
right?
talking about
Or
just
overall?
overall everything, which obviously
Mm-mm.
Black Ops has one ace up their sleeve.
Has
And no, no,
three.
no, no. They
Has
have one ace up their
three.
sleeve, and we're gonna talk about that last, okay? Because that's
Has
not fair.
four.
That's not fair to discuss that up front, okay?
Black Ops has five things that I'm going to.
And
Oh,
I know.
oh,
That's the thing is, I know that you are a Treyarch Glazer, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a Treyarch Glazer. I'm an Infinity Ward Glazer. I'm aware of it. I'm self aware enough to be able to say these words. But I have points. I have things to back me up on this, and
I,
I will let you go. I'll let you just give me your immediate thoughts, and then I'm gonna start making points here because I have
I,
strong opinions on this.
I can't believe you didn't think I'd have strong opinions on this.
I just
You're
didn't know
tackling
how
like my
strongly. I
three
didn't know
least
how
favorite.
strongly you'd
Oh,
feel on this.
yeah, no, very. My initial reaction is I'm looking at COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 again, and Modern Warfare 3, and also 2019 as like your magnum opuses for the thing. Like these games are good, but Modern Warfare 2, the old Modern Warfare 2, had a very rough second half of its lifespan. Its first half was great. Its second half was very rough. So I want to know what you have to say for Modern Warfare.
Trust me, I have
Like
so
the
much to
floor
say.
is
I have
yours.
so much to say. All right, first things first, the Modern Warfare series in both universes is the trendsetter. They are the innovators, they are the ones pushing the industry and the game and the series forward more than any other studio. Treyarch has given us some very good things, some very good innovations. I'm not gonna lie, okay? They gave us Pick 10, they gave us Level 1000, they gave us the Mastery Camo grind. Like they did do these things. However, do you?
Zombies.
We're not. No, we can't. Not yet. We can't. We can't get there because that is like the one thing that torpedoes my entire point. Like literally, like you could just say that one word and everything I say is just completely done. So let me build up to this, okay? Let me go for a little bit longer. Um, okay, no, for real. Think about all of like the main innovations in Call of Duty, even back from the beginning. All right, what's the first thing that you think of when you think of Call of Duty? You think create a class. You think kill streaks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
COD 4, baby. That's all COD 4. You think equipable camos. You think the headshot grind. You think prestige. You think all these elements. Resetting, unlocking new custom classes. Yeah, all these things. COD 4. COD 4 did all those things. Then you bump it again to Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 gave us things like selectable kill streaks, gave us things like the nuke, gave us things like new game modes like headquarters and like other stuff. Like they did a lot with Modern Warfare 2 specifically. Modern Warfare 3 gave us Kill Confirmed, another great, arguably the best TDM variant of all time across any game. I think Kill Confirmed and Cranked is not a modern warfare game, but it does come from an Infinity Ward studio. So that's just leading points to me on Infinity Ward being the innovators. But Cranked and Kill Confirmed are arguably the best TDM variants, and Kill Confirmed comes from Modern Warfare 3. Like all of these things, and then obviously, like, when you think of modern COD now, you think of Warzone. That's Modern Warfare. You think like that, yeah, Infinity Ward created Warzone. That is just a fact.
Yeah,
You think of Infinity
yeah.
Ward, like you think
Blackout
Warzone,
was Black Ops
and
4.
we will get to that. I promise you. I promise you. We're gonna get to all this stuff. I, but wait, you think of modern COD, you think Warzone. That's Infinity Ward. That's a Modern Warfare invention. Sorry, no, I had a notification on my watch. Yeah, you
You're good.
think the new engine. Infinity Ward created this new engine. That was a Modern Warfare 2019 invention.
Mhm.
The gunsmith in general, whether you like it or hate it, that's still Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is what's pushing the franchise forward in those aspects, in the technical aspects, in the behind the scenes aspects, in the bones of what makes Call of Duty a Call of Duty. And then Treyarch, what they do, and this is not a bad thing, but Treyarch then builds upon it in their next game, right? So like, you had COD 4 as the creator of like create a class in these things, and then World at War comes around, and then that's like, okay, we're gonna like build on it and like put our spin on it. And obviously Treyarch has done some really cool things. Pick 10, arguably one of their best inventions, and the leveling system to level 1,000 past prestige, like the prestige master grind, phenomenal. Like I'm really glad that that's back and that they kind of really push for that. But then you have other things, right? Other huge comparison points, like the original Modern Warfare trilogy having arguably one of the best stories in gaming. You have things like Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 2 and 3 being genuinely phenomenal. Some of the best co-op experiences I've ever had in any game, flat out. You have the music, the iconography, the feel, the atmosphere. Like the original Modern Warfare trilogy is unmatched in that regard. And if you compare trilogy to trilogy, like you can make a debate for what's the better story, but you cannot debate on what's the better vibe.
I can.
No, you can't.
And I will.
You can't do it.
I can.
You can't
and
do
I'm
it.
about to.
You can't do it. I'm sorry.
To.
You can't do it.
So I want to take kind of your points a little bit point by point. So
yeah,
like
sorry, I
you
yapped for a
talked about
minute.
innovation. No, you're good. I was locked in because I needed to know how to cripple you. This you mentioned in this list. You talked about innovation.
Yep.
I'll give you innovation, and I'm gonna take it a step further.
Because you have
right?
to.
I think Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare franchise, has brought the best things about Call of Duty into Call of Duty besides zombies, which we'll talk about at the end.
But yeah, we can't talk about that yet.
Which it brought the best things into Call of Duty. I think create a class, score streaks. That was the one that I was thinking of. As soon as you said think about something about Call of Duty, boom, score streaks. Duh, dropping a nuke, all that stuff. I absolutely love that. And you talked about vibes, right?
Bro,
you talk about like innovating
immaculate.
vibes. Yeah, like cross maps on Hijacked and using
Cross maps on Rust.
and
Cross maps on Downpour. Cross maps on
cross
High
maps,
Rise.
I would not
Bro,
throw
the
cross
high
maps
rise
on High
quad,
Rise and Rust nearly as much.
the high rise quad snipe off spawn.
Shot.
That's the coolest thing ever. Yeah, trick shotting. That's Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2. I was gonna say trick shotting in Modern Warfare 2, but I would put a lot of the innovation aspects of Modern Warfare into they make a thing, and then Treyarch in their next game just makes it 1,000 times better in every single metric.
Debatable.
Black Ops sniping is doo-doo. Modern Warfare brings back. Well, now it's better than Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Black Ops sniping is now better than Modern Warfare sniping, thanks to 2019. But Black Ops, excuse me, Modern Warfare brings back dolphin diving, and then Black Ops 6 is like, oh, that's cute, and then makes the best movement in any Call of Duty game, bar none. Adds back slide canceling, adds back all these things that everyone loved that Modern Warfare was taking out. They might be innovative, but the things they change aren't always good. Dolphin diving in Modern Warfare 2, the new one in 2022, was not very good. And then they made sliding terrible. And then they brought it back in Modern Warfare 3, but it was significantly worse. And then Black Ops 6 is like, no, here's just slide canceling. Here's good sniping. Here's everything. Like I think Black Ops is the definition of like, okay, well, like, let's take your good thing and let's make it great, right? Spec Ops, great. I would say Spec Ops is fantastic. And then they create their own mode that I think is better. And then they like, yes, you're right. Like they push the envelope, like they get it over the ledge, but then like Treyarch takes it all the way down. And my biggest example is that or I was going to ask you, is Infinite Warfare, I'm pretty sure, is made by the Infinity War team, right?
It is,
Not just wrong. Okay.
But that's not a Modern Warfare game. I'm not going to count any of the spin-offs or any of the like other series they tried to create. So I'm just talking about Modern Warfare.
The original
1, 2,
trilogy
3.
and this new trilogy.
Yeah, the new trilogy and the old trilogy. Currently, obviously, I know this new trilogy is not a trilogy. It's going to be way more games, but yeah, the OG COD 4 to Modern Warfare 3 era, and then now this current Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, because I was just going to say,
for the Treyarch side,
zombies, so.
For the Treyarch side, we're talking about, just so everyone's clear, we're talking about Black Ops. Well, excuse me, World at War, Black Ops 1 through 6, and that's it.
Yeah. So, and you're including Cold War in that 1 through 6, right?
Yes.
Black Ops 5.
That's 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
So I was just gonna say, you talked about story and vibes and atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Black Ops or Modern Warfare. Not Modern Warfare. World War II. World
World
at War, I
War.
mean, sorry,
Yeah.
World War One, World at War. Um, Black Ops One, Black Ops 5 or Cold War, and Black Ops 6 are the most amazing like vibes ever. You get
Mm-mm.
into that world.
I
I
can't.
think
I
the
can't
only
agree.
one that I'm debating on is Black Ops 6. The other three I think are amazing. And I think the only Modern Warfare games that I really get into the vibe for are 2019 Modern Warfare 2 Classic, Modern Warfare 3 Classic, and I think that's it.
No COD
And
4 vibe. COD 4 vibes go crazy, dude.
so I don't like COD 4. I think the best
I
thing
know
COD
you
4
don't have to
did
like
was
COD
the nuke
4
scene.
to feel the vibe though.
But I just never like I don't feel anything except for the nuke scene. And I think the nuke scene is the best scene in or second best scene. I think the Mason scene. The Mason scene at the end of Black Ops 1 is actually the best scene in Black in Call of Duty history. But what's it called? The nuke scene I think is highly up there. But I think my biggest disagreement with your argument is like you're saying that overall it's better because it's innovative. It has all of these things.
It's not the only
But
reason, but
I think the most innovative game, I think the game that's pushed the most, the game that I think I will remember the most positively and people remember the most positively that are my age, I think is Black Ops 2. And I think there might be a generational difference here
potentially.
because Modern
I
Warfare
yeah.
2, because Modern Warfare 2, you're on call with your friends and you're talking about all this stuff and you guys stayed up late playing the campaign. We didn't do that. No, we hopped on and we played town for like 8 hours
Yeah.
and then we got off, So I think that we can't really not talk about zombies. And
Yeah,
I
no, we
think
have
that
to talk about zombies.
I think that's the whole thing. Is like
It is the best thing about Treyarch Call of Duties. Even at their worst, like the worst Treyarch games at least have had zombies to kind of carry.
and their story.
Yeah, the
Like the
zombie
story in
story is
zombies
good.
is so good. And Black Ops 3, a game that I do not like, has Chronicles. So I love that game and I play it, you know?
But like
Um Black
overall
Ops
though,
1,
like Treyarch's had some low lows, and zombies is the only thing that carried them out of those low lows. I do not
what
think
low lows?
Black Ops 4's entire existence, all of it, it's unsalvageable.
So you
Black Ops
but you're
3's
talking to the wrong
campaign,
person.
Black Ops 3's campaign,
But
Cold
its
War's
multiplayer was great.
multiplayer.
Everyone loved it. I don't like Black Ops 3's multiplayer, but everyone loved Black Ops 3's multiplayer. I'm also not the person to talk about Black Ops 4 because that was my first COD game, like my
Yeah,
first
I
like
know you
serious
like
like
Black Ops
multiplayer
4,
COD
but
game. So I have a soft spot for it.
like Black Ops 3's
But yeah,
multiplayer was good, but like the campaign, I think that's still the worst COD campaign. I think Black Ops 4, one of the worst COD games. I think like Infinity Ward has the worst COD game, but we're not talking about that because we're talking about Modern Warfare. we're not talking about
yeah,
we're not talking about Ghosts or Infinite Warfare. So like
yeah.
I think if you're just talking about Black Ops versus Modern Warfare, Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, those are the worst games in the series right now. And then Cold War is also pretty far down.
I think Cold War has the second best story
Cold
ever
War's
told in a Call
campaign
of
is
Duty
really
game.
good,
It's
but
it's
that's
the
it.
second
That's the only
best,
thing I like.
and I think, and it's zombies, dude. It's
I
zombies is good.
going
It's innovative
revisiting it though. I can't.
because Black Ops 6 has the best zombies
Black
of
Ops
all
6 is
time. You-
incredible, but
You're
I
like
can't. You know what I mean? I'm
you.
talking about
I
right now. At the moment, yes,
right
I liked
now.
it, but I liked a lot of things more in the moment, or sometimes my opinions change. So like, yeah, like when Black Ops 4 was out, I grinded the heck out of it. But looking back, that game's ass.
I played through most recently, more recently than you, played through Modern Warfare 2's campaign. Do you remember my talking points when I finished that thing?
Yeah, and you're talking about remastered, right? The classic
Remaster, the
remastered campaign.
classic
Yeah.
remaster.
Mm-hmm.
I said it was great. I loved it. I played it all in one sitting.
You did. I
It
was
is
there.
rushed. Shepard is not a good villain. I'm sorry. It's nostalgia. So if we're taking out in the day-to-day moment of the game, Modern Warfare 2 has a great, fantastic co-op mode, has a really, really good multiplayer,
One of the
and has, in
best.
my opinion, a lackluster story mode. Whereas you take a look at just Black Ops 6, which I think Modern Warfare 2 is the best, and I think Black Ops 6 is the best. Black
Of
Ops
the
6
of the
of
two.
the other
Yeah.
ends of the two, I think Black Ops 6 is has a fantastic zombie, so has a amazing co-op mode, has a fantastic campaign, and has the best multiplayer we have seen in Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. Since Black Ops 2, which I
That
think
is
has
true.
had the best, most generational one. I just personally would put Black Ops 2, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 1 higher than the highest I would put Modern Warfare 2. Classic.
I think for me, like the original trilogy carries so hard. And that's not to disparage Modern Warfare 2019 because I do think that is a good game. And a lot of Modern Warfare 2 I liked, and a lot of Modern Warfare 3. I really like Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, but with 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 the Treyarch games, like I feel like there's been more stumbles that have been more deep. Whereas like yes, World at War iconic, Black Ops 1 iconic, Black Ops 2 one of the best CODs. But like if you're asking me what the best CODs are, right? Like yes, like Black Ops 2 is up there, but Black Ops 2 doesn't clear Modern Warfare 2. You know what I mean? And so it's like, all right, I'm looking at the high highs and I'm looking at the low lows. I think Treyarch has lower lows and not as high highs. So I'm gonna probably lean more towards that. And especially right now playing
But
Horizon Modern Warfare, which is just Modern Warfare or COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 in one game. Like if this was an official product that was open to everyone and had crossplay, it's probably the only COD game I'd play.
oh my gosh. Yeah, I so disagree. And you were saying that you think that Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 would be considered to be the worst COD games in recent time. Um or on like the
Of
lower
the
end
ones that we
and
are including in
that
this
we're
list,
referencing.
yeah.
I think the worst one would be people would consider like the masses would consider be Modern Warfare 3 the new one.
No, I think
Uh
people I
I
think people
I
like Modern Warfare
think
3 more than like Modern Warfare
people
2.
I think people hate that campaign so much that it's kind of corrupted, even though I think it's unjustified. I think it's corrupted it, and everyone kind of fell into the same pipeline as I liked this when this was Modern Warfare 2, but it's not, and then it turned into just a hodgepodge of just kind of a mess. The mess I was not there for. I did not like the second half of the Modern Warfare 3's lifespan. I loved its first half, and that's kind of how I feel with the Modern Warfare games that I've played. 2019 was the only one that I enjoyed all the way through, and I didn't like Cold War. I only liked it for the zombies, and I didn't like Vanguard. So I just played COD 4 for 3 years, um,
Or
which
Modern Warfare
is
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Sorry, not COD 4. 2019 for 3 years. Like I didn't want to play anything else. But like Black Ops 6 is amazing. Like it's better than any other like it's my favorite COD game. It
Remember when I thought
your
you wouldn't
own
have strong
melee
feelings on
slot.
this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
My bad.
Yeah, you don't have your own you have your own melee slot, which is all I've ever asked
Yeah, it's
for,
literally perfect for you.
literally ever. It's so perfect because now I can melee whenever I want. I don't need to just lose my secondary forever. I can just hold circle and I now just have a knife and I can run around and kill people with it. Um So yeah, no, I definitely disagree, but I could see. What I like about this is I can see your point. Like I understand how you're getting there. I think there's a difference in generational difference.
Yeah,
Uh,
that could be it totally.
and I think there's just a difference in what we value
Yeah.
for sure.
If you're gonna ask me though, like if they made like an HMW equivalent, right? Like a Modern Warfare trilogy in one game, or a World at War Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 trilogy in one game, what would I play? My answer is this. Like my answer is Modern Warfare. I would play this 10 times out of 10 over this. And that's the thing too, is I'm not even saying these are bad games because they're not. They're amazing games, but this is what I like. It's like this is
Yeah,
great, but I
crazy.
like this.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I and then yeah, COD 4 I think has the nuke scene, and I think that's the biggest like that and the Shepherd scene on what's the name of the map? Um,
Oh, yeah, Theta Mark 2 when you're on Rust or outside of Rust.
no,
No?
I was meaning a state at a state.
Oh,
The
yeah.
scene that happens at a state, I think is really good, for sure. So yeah, but no, I see where you're coming from. I again, I think I just strongly disagree.
You got for the culture, man, though, you gotta download Horizon Modern Warfare so we can play. I'm telling
For the
you,
culture,
you
we'll
got to.
we'll we'll probably we'll have to play at some point
Well, we will have
together, just so that the viewers of the podcast
to.
can see us play that. Do you want to just do? You've done two. Do you want to
I've done
do?
two.
I do one more. You do one more.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, to set it
Um.
up. Well, this is already a whole episode, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to do my last two. I think are similar enough that I'm just gonna merge them. I think we could have both conversations at the same time. So I said turn-based combat is more rewarding than action-based combat, and
Hmm.
with an asterisk, Square Enix has mastered combat in video games and is the studio that has made the best combat systems of all time. How do you
Hmm.
feel?
All right. Okay. So let me just say right now, for your last point, I don't know about that one. I feel like both in the action combat genre and in the turn-based genre, they have been outdone.
I don't think so.
I think also the strategy genre, actually, now that I think about it. Um, but I will say though is that they've been getting outdone and mostly in categories that they've cemented. So I guess it's like the question of like what I was saying in Modern Warfare, the innovator versus the one who takes it to its logical conclusion point. Like I would say games like Clair Obscur or like Persona have better combat
No.
systems as far as turn-based games
Persona
go.
Persona does not have a better combat system than Final Fantasy X.
Mm,
You cannot convince me of
yeah, no,
that.
I guess I can't.
You
I will
also can't
say
convince me
I will
that
say
any action game is on par with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Final Fantasy 16.
oh I
I don't
can
think
I
there's
can
any
easily
action games that are on there.
I can easily make the claim DMC 3 and 5.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Yeah,
You,
I
you're
know.
taking
That's the thing is like yeah. Like
you're
that
taking
is
a
exactly
combo based
yeah.
system into a yeah no, and then but like it's turn based properties. I think the best turn based games of all time are not only all Square Enix games, but I think they're all like for the combat specifically,
Mhm.
they're all Square Enix games, and I think that they're just the best to ever do that. And I get a better feeling winning a fight in a turn based game than I do in a action based game.
Yeah, and that's the thing here is that like do I want to fight you on that? I don't know if I do because I kind of agree to an extent. I think there's something really strategic and really interesting about a turn-based combat system. But
Because
also like I,
the
I don't know about like the word better, right? Like it's different. Like I like different games for different reasons. You know, like I
Mhm.
want to be able to play action games and turn-based games, right? But I don't
No,
know.
for sure.
I don't know. I think
I feel
though
like
like I will straight up say like I yeah, Final Fantasy X's combat system is elite. It's peak. It's Kino. It's whatever other word you want to use. But like, you haven't played Clair Obscur, my dude. That game's combat is
not.
actually insane.
But
Like,
I do know of it. I've seen some stuff on it and it looks interesting. Yeah, I just the biggest thing for this that I feel like people are gonna say is like, oh well, like games like Elden Ring are games that like you get the most feeling out of. But I think that that has to do with difficulty, not like the mastery of the combat system, right? It's the mastery of your opponent. Because the combat system is not hard. Roll when the person's going to attack, attack when they're not attacking, you know? But it's about mastering your opponent, knowing when it's safe to attack, when to roll, all that stuff. With a strategy game, I'm sorry, a turn based game, strategizing for a fight gives you the best feeling where you can go in under leveled and have a better strategy than your opponent and win.
this is true.
In Final Fantasy X, no sphere grid runs are done all the time. And looking at how it's done, solving that, it's like literally a puzzle. You have to figure out
Yeah.
how to do everything and grind for certain items and pieces of equipment and steal and do all these weird wacky things just to beat the game without touching the sphere grid once.
You can do something very similar in Clair Obscure, and that's because the way the game's combat system operates, if you know your enemies well enough and if you're good enough at the game, you can just never take damage. There is always a counter to avoid damage, whether it be parrying, dodging, jumping, or any of the other systems. Like they have quite a bit more systems and things like that later on in the game, but like there is always an option to take. And so it's like kind of marrying the best of both worlds where it comes to like the action game, like, oh, I feel like completely in control of my character, with the strategy of a turn-based game. And that marriage works really well, and that's actually like why I think Clair Obscure has one of the best combat systems in any game ever. And I definitely don't
Yeah.
want to, I don't want to go too crazy on it because I haven't beat the game yet, so like, I can't really give my full thoughts, but like I would I would make the claim, as at least as of right now, like I'd make the claim it's, if not number one, it's up there. It is.
So the other one that I was thinking of was Persona 5, right?
Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's obviously also
great
in that up there for me.
great combat. I think where Persona 5 fails is where Final Fantasy has never failed. The obscurity and the obsolete of your basic attack. In Persona games and in like every single game ever, you get to a point where your basic attack sucks and there's no reason to do it. Why do that when you could throw a gigantic, huge 8 trillion damage fireball at the opponent?
Yeah,
Why do that when you could do a physical attack that just does quadruple the damage? Final Fantasy games do not fall into that. Your basic attack is your core piece of damage to a point where in Final Fantasy X, your basic attack does max damage. It is the fastest ability you can do. You quick hit to save as much time as possible in your turn order. So
hmm
like I think it just has done the best at preserving the core mechanics. And I don't think there's any other studio that preserves the mechanics as well as Square Enix does.
with, not to use this again, but with Clair Obscura, it also kind of does a similar thing because yes, your standard attack is also the fastest move you can do and saves your place in the turn order, but also, oh yeah, because Clair Obscura has Final Fantasy X style turn order, by the way. Um,
Oh, that's great. I love that already.
yeah,
Now I want to play it. That's all I
um,
got to say.
but also because your standard attack can both be modified with certain pictos that you can equip. So, like, I have a picto, for example, that makes it so only on my standard attack I regain a percentage of damage done to my enemy as HP. Um,
Oh,
that applies only my standard attack, doesn't apply to any of my other moves. But that's a modifier that you can put on your standard attack, and there's a bunch of those. There's other ones like well, not like other like modifiers, but like other things to take into account are the fact that like using a standard attack takes 0 AP, and you have a maximum amount of AP that you can have per character. I think it's 9. So it's like you want to get AP, using a special ability will spend AP. Well, I need to gain AP. I'm going to either use a move that's going to generate a lot of AP, or I'm going to um, use my standard attack, which is the only really way
yeah.
to do a move that costs 0 AP and gains me AP. Because I
Yeah.
think you get 1 AP on your turn. You get 1 AP per hit that you like per like standard attack that you throw, and then you also get 1 AP if you parry. Like per parry, you get 1 AP, and then if you put on a certain picto that I have, you get a 1 AP for a perfect dodge. So like you can gain AP other ways, but like standard attack is like one of
Yes.
the best way to just gain APs. Like I think Clair Obscure like really also handled that super well.
Yeah, I think that that sounds super interesting and definitely is can throw a wrench into that. Obviously, this is the studio's first game, right? Am I not
Yeah, it is. Well,
mistaken?
technically, like since becoming a studio, it's their first game, but all the people who made this game are veteran like Ubisoft developers.
Yeah, I knew that. I just meant like as this studio, this is their first game,
Yeah,
right? So they don't I feel like this like we'll have to see, right?
yeah,
For just the studio claim itself because I think that Square Enix has already proved themselves
yeah.
because they have so many games. Kingdom Hearts, a game that is an action game, they still your basic attack is your main way of dealing damage.
Mm,
Like you have all these combo modifiers and all this other stuff, and you have all these spells and all this stuff, but like your attack command is still your most pressed
That's
button
true.
at the end of the game. And I don't think they're like Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts games, Square games build. They build off of it. They lay the groundwork, and you slowly get more and more things. And these things don't replace it. It's like, oh, here's more and more, and then they add it, and the whole gap, all this length, all this whole gap, is still being used. You're using things that you were using in your first world, in the first area, in the first zone, that you're still using at the end. And I think that's amazing. Um,
It's true.
you
And I don't
know,
want to
with
sound like I'm talking crap on Square Enix because I actually love Square Enix and their games and everything.
oh yeah, I know that.
But that's interesting.
Oh
That is an
really?
interesting take. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Shut up. That is interesting. That is interesting. And I don't know if I fully disagree or if I fully agree, but yeah, that's an interesting take.
And then the turn-based combat you said you don't agree with. You don't think turn-based is more rewarding than
No,
action?
I can't say one way or the other because it's like it's like I want to have my cake and eat it too. Like I would never be like, oh yeah, I'm only playing turn-based games because then then I'd miss action games. Like, you know what I
No,
mean? Like,
and my favorite game of all time is an action game. Like,
yeah,
but I just mean like the reward of beating something of beating a fight, a boss fight, just feels better when it's a turn-based game. If it was equal difficulty, equal everything, story moment, whatever, the turn-based experience, in my opinion, is more rewarding than the action experience.
I see where you're coming from with that. I don't know if I can give you full agreement, but I get I get the argument. Like I understand, and I can see
No,
those
for sure.
points. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Interesting.
What's your last
Interesting.
one?
My last one. This is the one I thought we were gonna yap about for longer, but this one is not necessarily a gaming hot take. So this is gonna be more of like a general nerd culture hot take. Um,
All right.
but I like the MCU multiverse saga. And I think in that saga, I think there's been more hits than misses. And this is being recorded before Fantastic Four comes out, which I'm predicting to be another hit. Therefore, just adding another bullet point towards my argument here.
So, okay. Okay, let's
Yeah, let's
go
break
over
this
what
down. Yeah.
hold up. Let me
Yeah,
just
you're
see.
gonna bust out the
Uh
list, huh?
yeah, MCU movies in the
Yeah.
You're saying movies specifically?
Well, no, yeah, I'm including the TV show projects as well in
Shows and
this.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the
Uh,
multiverse saga or the Infinity Saga ends at Far From Home. So everything after Far From
yeah.
Home is multiverse.
So Far From Home leads into WandaVision, right? This is the first project. Where's the best way? Let me go to the Marvel wiki.
The Genius page has them all listed in order.
Ooh, send that.
Yeah, I'll link it. I'll link it to you. And yes, WandaVision is the start.
So we could talk about WandaVision and Loki. I think are the
There,
two
I linked
big.
it to you.
Yeah, got that. Okay, awesome. So
You were very
phase
late.
4. Oh shoot. Let me.
No, it's good.
Here's
It's
what I'll
fine.
do. I'm gonna copy and paste
You don't
this
have
in.
to.
There you go. Now I'm less white, guys. Okay. Okay. So it starts with WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, What If, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man. Okay. Okay. I don't agree with you, but I like the multiverse saga. I think it has some good stuff, but I wouldn't say more hits than misses from what I'm looking at right
Well, I
now.
mean, yeah, let's go through. Let me tell you what I consider a miss, okay? So, in phase 4, the only thing on this that I consider a miss is Eternals. I
Oh, I
actually genuinely think everything
strongly
else on there
disagree.
is whether or not I think it's amazing or top tier, like at the very least I enjoy everything else in phase 4. Um in phase
Wow.
5, I will say I have finally kind of accepted that Ant-Man and the Wasp is just or
Not
Quantumania
good.
is just bad. Like I defended it for just a little bit, and then I was like, no, actually that was kind of super bad. So Quantumania sucks. I did not care for Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
and I haven't actually seen Echo, so I apologize. I can't speak on Echo. But
Echo's not good.
everything
Just trust
else,
me.
well, I'll include that in misses still, because
Yeah.
that my point is still made. Like I think everything else in Phase 5 was great. Um, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was awesome. Loki Season 2, awesome. Deadpool Wolverine, awesome. Thunderbolts, genuinely one of my favorite MCU movies ever. And then Captain America 4, I also thought was really good, even though other people didn't
Oh, I
like it.
loved Brave New
Yeah,
World.
you and I
I
have
don't
talked about
understand
this.
where the
We
hate
liked
came
it.
from it. I
We
love
liked it a
it.
lot. So, with that being said, though, like I would say more hits than misses there. Like even if you throw in what the general audience didn't like about Phase 5 and Phase 4, like I still think that's more positive, right? Like in Phase 4, like the general audiences didn't really care for like what Black Widow, which I thought was great. Aside from the things you and I have talked about, my problems with that movie. She-Hulk, people didn't
Multiverse of
like.
Madness, She-Hulk, now No Way Home,
But
Thor: Love
No Way
and
Home is
Thunder,
incredible. But like No Way Home
Wakanda
is an
Forever.
incredible movie. Wakanda Forever is
Yeah,
great.
Wakanda Forever is not
It is.
great.
It is great. It's a great
Wakanda
movie.
Forever is not great. Okay, I think that there is three tiers: hits, neutral, and misses. I think there are movies that I'm neutral about, and I feel like I wouldn't consider that to be like a hit.
For
It's
me,
like
if I'm neutral
a
on a movie, that's
stationary.
but that's not a miss though. If I'm neutral on a movie, and I'm neutral on a lot of these projects, but if I'm
Yeah,
neutral on something, that is
so that's
not
what I
like
was saying.
a miss. Like I'm
I
gonna
w-
consider that
I
a
wouldn't
win.
consider that a miss, but I wouldn't consider that a win either. I'm saying like the hits for me are movies or TV shows that I think are great, absolutely outstanding, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki
Yeah.
seasons 1 and 2. If you want to separate those,
Yeah, I
you
would
can
say like
separate
season
those.
one is Phase 4, and then season 2 is Phase 5. But they're both in
Okay,
multiverse saga, so it counts for this argument, anyways.
yeah. So, but I'm saying you separate them, so it's not just like the show Loki.
Yeah,
It's like Loki season 1 and 2. So okay, Shang-Chi. You have Hawkeye, which I thought was fantastic.
phenomenal.
Um, No Way Home. I really liked Moon Knight. I know a lot of people don't like Moon Knight. I really liked Moon Knight.
I also like
Um,
Moon Knight.
you know, I liked Thor: Love and Thunder more than I liked Ragnarok, but I hate to break it to you guys. I think both of those movies are misses. Um, I did not like Ragnarok. I don't like Taiki Waititi. It's I
Yeah, I know. I understand.
listen,
We're
listen.
not gonna go there right
Um,
now. That'll be the
I
whole
liked
rest of this
She-Hulk.
podcast.
It would be. I like She-Hulk. I liked the holiday special. I thought it was funny, but it's not like like. There's a lot of this stuff that I don't think is like hits, right? And the negative that I feel with a lot of these films. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a movie that I'm very on. If we got our sister on this podcast, you would be hearing a mouthful of this is her like one of her least favorite movies of all time and how she thinks it ruined a large chunk of the MCU and how she just
And
acts
I
like Wanda does not exist because it's so
love
out of
that movie,
character for her to
dude.
act the way she did. Because I promise you,
She was
Sam Raimi
literally
did not
possessed by the
watch.
Darkhold. Literally possessed by the Darkhold. It
They
messes
did
with her.
not watch WandaVision. The thing is, I hate when TV shows and when movies and stuff like this do this. You set up a character arc, you give us an ending. Star Wars does this in episode 8. They give Finn an ending, a sacrifice, finally a selfless act, and they take it away from us just to try to give us a force-fed version of it later. Wanda accepts the loss of her husband and her kids at the end of WandaVision. Multiverse of Madness makes no sense. Why, at the end of WandaVision, would she be looking
The
in the
end.
Darkhold in the first place? She accepts it. So just to corrupt her mind that much, and like it makes no sense. Um, Secret Invasion,
Yeah, no,
so
Secret
bad.
Invasion's bad. We
All the
we
twists
agree
in
with
Secret
that.
Invasion were terrible. You know, Kobe Smulders wasted in episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, I don't even remember
What?
which episode that happened in, but I mean, and we agree on that.
Quantumania.
Yeah, and yeah, Quantumania's
Quantumania
bad.
built to nothing because
Quantumania's bad.
because of the actor. So they ruined that. What if season 2 not as good as season 1? Very bad. Agatha all along, not very
Very
good.
bad. I didn't think people didn't like season 2. What if? And
You don't like
Agatha All
season
Along
1
is
or season
incredible.
2 of What If? I disagree.
Really
Um
good. The death
um
reveal goes crazy.
I've not seen Eyes of Wakanda or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And I again I think
Yeah,
the
I
hits here
actually, I'll be
are
honest, I don't even know what that is. So
yeah, I don't know what
I
Eyes
don't
of
think
Wakanda
Friendly
is.
Neighborhood Spider-Man is MCU. I think that's
It's
not an
like
MCU
no,
show.
it's his origin story, I'm pretty sure, or
No, because
something
it
like that. I don't know.
it's because like it's got Oscorp and stuff in it.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it. I know the voice actor for Spider-Man was on the Escape Pod podcast. That's what I
yeah,
know.
nice. So
Um,
I
but
don't
yeah,
think Friendly
no,
Neighborhood Spider-Man is even MCU, and then
maybe not.
I don't know what Eyes of Wakanda is. So
I don't know that either.
and Ironheart's not
Yeah.
out
So like
yet.
Deadpool and Wolverine, Daredevil, Born Again, Thunderbolts, Brave New World, Guardians 3, Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, No Way Home, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I would say, what's that?
No
9
WandaVision.
hits?
I think WandaVision's the best MCU thing ever.
Oh yeah, I don't like WandaVision very much. I think its ending's bad. And it's for the same reason I
Also,
just said, because they wanted their cake and wanted to eat it too.
no,
And
WandaVision's
they gave
incredible.
us an ending for Wanda that made sense for the story, and then they took it away 30 seconds later.
I also
Um,
think that Miss Marvel's great. I think that The Marvels is great.
Great
I
is
think
crazy.
no, yeah, no, great. I'm using that word on purpose. I think really good actually. Like
Yeah, I
I
would
think
not say
Captain
great.
Marvel is fine. Like I think that is like
Mhm.
a very neutral movie of mine. But I think The Marvels fixes all my problems that I had with Captain Marvel, and then also just has a better ensemble of characters.
I just really like the three of them on screen
Yeah,
together.
they were great.
So I loved that. They had great chemistry. I Do you even remember the name of the villain?
No, but she was a Kree
No,
girl.
because it was so unimportant.
Yeah, yeah, no.
All
I'm not
like
saying a movie can't. Like, I'm not saying these are perfect. I'm saying like if I think something's a hit, it means that I think more positively than I do negatively. So like that's my
yeah,
interpretation. Like if I'm
and like
completely
the
neutral on
Marvels.
something, that's rare. But if I'm like 100% like 5 out of 10, I might just instead of just saying I'm completely neutral, I might just assign it like one way or the other depending on how I'm feeling. So like for example, like a movie that I'm genuinely right down the middle on is like Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it does a lot of things well. I think it does a lot of things wrong. I would really not be able to say whether that I think that's a hit or a miss, but like something that I think is like a 6 out of 10, right? Like I'll throw out just random example on this list, 6 out of 10, Moon Knight, right? That's a hit for me because I think it's not like perfect or amazing. I have issues with it, but like I liked it. I think it's a very enjoyable show. I'm considering that on a list of things I enjoy about the MCU. There are very few things that I feel completely split on. It's either I enjoyed it or I didn't enjoy it, and if I enjoy it, it's a hit. If I didn't enjoy it, it's a miss.
Yeah, I
That's
just there's
my
so many
definition of
things
that.
in the new MCU that I'm just so neutral on. Like
Like completely five
like
out of ten on.
yeah, like Thor, Thor: Love and Thunder. I would consider probably I'm pretty neutral on.
Yeah, like
Maybe a
that I
hit,
think is
bit
the
probably closer
most
there.
neutral thing I
But
am.
like but like things that I actively consider to be like bad, like I did not like Black Widow. I did
Dude,
not like
Black
the
Widow
Eternals.
has two problems, and everything else is like P.
Yeah,
Everything else is like 10 out of 10 stuff, but it has two problems, and I'm not gonna
10
trash a
out of
movie.
10.
Yes, I'm not gonna trash a movie for having two issues. I'm sorry.
I think the
The
only thing that's 10 out of
characterization
10 is
is
Florence
perfect.
Pugh as Yelena. I think they butcher any resemblance of this movie. Came out way too late. It has
I don't think that's a
no plot
criticism.
relevance, and it builds. I think it's 100% a criticism. When a movie comes out, matters so much.
I
You're
think because I
they
think the actual real reason this movie exists is obviously to set up the other characters. It's the farewell movie to Natasha and setting up everyone else. Because obviously White Widow is one of the most important characters in the MCU right now, and then Red Guardian is also on that team. Um, and then
Yeah,
that movie also
but
sets up.
you're.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're forgetting the terribleness of it. They talk about they show I forget the name of the place that she bombs, like the big event
Oh,
in that movie.
in not
Yeah,
Bangladesh in
Quebec or something like that, or
no, it's Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah,
Thank you. So the event, like that's like a running like joke between the characters, and they show what happens,
it's
and it's
one
this.
line in Avengers 1.
It's two lines because it's an Avengers one and it's an Age of Ultron.
Okay, all
They
right, all right,
they
Mr.
bring
Age of
it up.
Ultron expert.
They bring They
That's the
bring
true
it
5 out
up.
of 10 movie, by the way. That's the
It's
true perfect 5 out of 10 MCU movie.
You give it a 5 out of 10. That
Age of
absolute
Ultron,
banger.
100% neutral
Five
on.
out of 10.
Like 100% neutral on. It does have one of my favorite scenes in all the
It's
MCU
so
though.
good.
Like Age of
Let's
Ultron,
see.
the when they're hanging out in Stark Tower. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
the
one of
whole
that
Stark
is one of the
party
best scenes in the MCU.
hinting at Captain America being worthy.
Yeah, I know, super awesome.
Oh man. So,
But here's the thing
anyways,
too is I also feel that way about Black Widow. I think the intro of Black Widow, the first like 15 minutes, is like some of the best MCU ever.
okay, you have the first 15 minutes. Cool. You have
No,
a
yeah, but
terrible
that
rest of your
yeah,
movie.
okay.
You have like
No, 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 no,
90% of
no.
your
You
movie is
just said
bad.
you just used Age of Ultron, and we just talked about the Stark Tower scene. That's only like 5 minutes. Actually, no, if you include the whole party, that's about 15 minutes too. But like
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
there's
like yeah,
so
like, that
much more to
elevates
that
it
movie
too.
that's fantastic. There's so
And
much more to that
sure,
movie
yeah,
that's
no,
fantastic.
I
There's just
agree.
nothing else. You have Yelena, and
Red
she's
Guardian
amazing in
and
that
their
movie.
mom and Natasha.
And no, and
The
Red
issues
Guardian.
the issues with that
Natasha
movie
and
the issues with that movie are Taskmaster and unnamed pheromone man who has the power of being stinky. All right, those are the main
yeah,
problems. Those are the
dude.
main problems with that movie.
You have the terrible characterization of Black Widow, especially a character we know is dead, who
No,
doesn't
I
get a
disagree.
proper
She's great.
ending or goodbye, who just abandoned her sister for like 7 years, 8 years.
There's so much
You know,
nuance. There's so much more nuance to it than that. You're not being
there's
fair.
there is nuance to it. However, remember we've seen the Thunderbolts, and I'm gonna just give us like 4 seconds to skip ahead, guys,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna say one spoiler for the Thunderbolts. So I want everyone who's not seen the Thunderbolts, if you haven't, pause the video, go watch it, come back,
Yes.
um,
That's the
or
actual
just skip
correct
ahead a
thing to
little
do.
bit,
'Cause Thunderbolts is
or
incredible.
or just skip ahead a little bit. Thunderbolts has a line where she's like, "My sister abandoned me, and you abandoned me for no calls, no nothing." The nuance is that's the nuance. The nuance is that this character who is dead because as of Endgame is abandoned her sister, because that's the payoff that makes the Thunderbolts hit so hard. Is Yelena feels
It
abandoned,
does.
and we understand. She abandoned her. This character who was dead got a terrible send off in Black Widow. She abandons her sister for like 7 years, and then goes and does everything in Endgame, and then is this hero. And Yelena, who doesn't know how to process emotions because her sister, who learned to be a human while she was gone away living in being an Avenger, literally, after getting abandoned, all she has to do is avenge that person. And that leads us into Hawkeye, where Yelena is even better
It's
than she was in Black
oh
Widow.
yeah, I
And then
agree.
Thunderbolts,
I
which is
agree.
even better than that.
But I think so much of the nuance that you're forgetting is the fact that Yelena was brainwashed into the Red Room. Like Natasha was the only one who got out. She wanted to go save the widows, but she doesn't have the power to do that alone. And so like you could argue that like yeah she should have done it earlier, but she only goes there like in the movie that it happens, and the only reason she's Yelena is freed is because of the other widow. Remember, because they have like
Yeah,
the vial and it breaks when she's on a mission to kill her. That's the only reason Yelena breaks free of what the heck is his name?
I don't know,
It's
Musky
something
Man.
yeah with Musky Man breaks free of the control there. So like I don't think it's fair to say Natasha abandoned her then. I think because literally she broke out of the widow program and then went and started doing her own thing. Like Yelena was a widow. That was just the reality of the situation. Everyone was a widow and she couldn't save them. She wanted to, but she couldn't go against the Red Room.
The ending of the movie is her freeing Taskmaster. It is literally her doing the thing
Yeah.
that you're saying she can't do.
She
The end of the movie proves that she can.
She can,
And then
yes,
does.
now,
And then
but-
abandons her sister for 7 years.
No,
Like,
that's
all
not true
these
either
things-
because she at the end of that movie she goes back to do the Avenger stuff and then literally like 2 years later Yelena gets snapped. So Yelena's
Yeah,
gone for the 5 years,
you have-
and then when
you
Yelena
have
comes
2
back,
years.
now Natasha's dead because Endgame has because Endgame has happened. So like
But you
that's
have
not
those years. You have those. Okay, maybe 7 years is a jump because yes,
It's
Yelena
2.
gets snapped away.
and it's
But
and it's
those
not
2
even fair
years
to
she
say
abandons
2
her for.
either because
It
we
is
don't
fair
know
to
if
say
they
2.
we don't know if they kept in touch or not. It's not Yelena's
Yelena says no.
No, Yelena's specific point is about Natasha dying and her feeling like she's been abandoned because of that. And then in her time of
Go ahead.
need, her dad wasn't there for her. That's the point of that argument. I don't think there's anything in the text of any of the movies that states that they didn't speak during the 2 year gap between Civil War
Yelena,
and and uh and Infinity War.
I'm pretty positive that there is, because after the events of Civil War, Yelena goes and gets her haircut and moves and starts adventuring with Sam and Steve. I feel like there's like,
I guess because she
how
was
is
on
she
the
gonna be
run,
with
but
Yelena? I'm like, I think there's no way for her to be there. And Yelena is the person to be on the run with. Yelena should have been there. And that's my problem, is she really did just get abandoned. And I like, that's such a, I think that's such a bad way to retroactively wrap up a character who's dead. Like, you revived this character to give them a worse ending, right? Because that's the thing with an Endgame that I really liked, was that Natasha's death is like super well handled, because it's her making the sacrifice, in her and Hawkeye. Now, Hawkeye is stupid because, like, they forced him having this bad arc for the movie to then make that scene hit for him and be emotional for him. Like, oh, he did all these bad things as the Ronin for the 5 years. And I was like, well, like, who cares? Like, we didn't see any of that. The last time we saw you, you were an Avenger,
but I don't
with
think
your family.
I don't think that's
So,
bad either,
like,
because doing a time skip like that and then being like, oh yeah, a lot of awful stuff happened off screen, that can be kind of a powerful way to do things, because you don't really know the depth of it until you start digging. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you can just say, oh, he did a bunch of awful stuff, and then you're like, yeah, but he's still Clint, he's still fine. And then having him open up more throughout the show and kind of explaining, like, no, dude, like, I did some messed up stuff, and then having that be a plot point in the show, I think that actually was handled well. I think Hawkeye is
yeah,
actually
no,
peak.
no, Hawkeye did a really good job at that, and I think that not only did Hawkeye do a really good job of that, I think that Endgame, I think my problem there lies with Endgame. But with the whole Black Widow argument, I just think you're having a character have a bad send off, and you're putting her on the same tier as a guy who we didn't see do anything bad. And then you take a look at all the stuff that she did, and like, yeah, she like, she did terrible, terrible things in the Red Room, being under control and all that stuff that she still feels guilty for, similar to Bucky, similar to all this stuff. But hers is, in my opinion, underdeveloped, and then you retroactively give a goodbye to a character that I think was done poorly. And you then
Yeah.
also have the additive of, you're explaining an event that didn't need to be explained. It could have just been those one-off lines. We don't need to know every single intricate detail. And you
People had
go
that
a step
same,
even further.
People had that same criticism with Solo, and I see the point. I just don't agree.
Yeah, with Solo, like, you don't need it. He doesn't need an explanation for why his name's Han Solo. Just have him be named Han
Oh,
Solo.
I was talking about the Kessel Run, but
Oh yeah, the Kessel Run. You don't need to explain that either. Yeah, I'm for both of those things.
like,
You know,
for the Solo thing, like the name, it's dumb. But I think, yeah, showing the Kessel Run, I don't think that's a bad thing. And then, yeah, explaining Budapest, a little goofy because the explanation was like pretty tame. They just bombed a kid, which not great.
no, they bombed the building. She was just the target.
But
um,
I think yeah, like it was goofy because they like kind of set it up as being bigger than it was, but then it just was like, all right, that's like not that bad.
oh, it's just
So like I
a
think, yeah,
regular.
I have issues with Black Widow. Don't get me wrong, I have issues with Black Widow. But like I will say, yes, I think more positively of that movie than I do negatively. So for me, that's a hit. So like for me, if I'm looking at the misses, honestly, like out of the multiverse saga, and there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. There's been 30 multiverse saga projects that have come out, because obviously Ironheart isn't out yet, Fantastic Four is not out yet, but like of the 30 things that have come out, I think negatively about 6 of them. So that for me, that's more hits than misses. And I think if we can disagree on that, that's fine. My main point is that I like the multiverse saga, and I think people are a little bit too harsh on it. I think that is my real take, is I think the general audience needs to calm down just a
How
little
many
bit.
did you say you take negatively on it?
Like 6.
6.
Yeah.
Mine's 3 more. 9. I'm negative
But out
about
of 30.
9, maybe 10,
Out of
maybe
30.
10. Yeah, but I'm also not positive about 9 of them. Or actually, I'm positive about 9. I think I'm even. I'm literally even.
Well,
Because I was positive about 9 when I listed them.
well, there you go.
So,
But that's my
so yeah,
take.
I just,
That's my take.
yeah, I was mostly dying on that hill of Black Widow.
Which is
Because
fine.
Taskmaster is one of my favorite
We
characters,
we
and you
will
butchered
eventually have to talk about
heavily.
every individual Marvel project because I have so many thoughts on so much Marvel stuff. You have no idea.
Oh, for sure. No, definitely. What's our time looking at?
Oh, we're so over.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to either trim the fat or this will be a long episode.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be like hour 10.
Uh,
So, but
Hour 10,
yeah,
okay, cool.
no, that's it. So, man, that was fun. I like that way more than I thought I was
Yeah,
going to. we got kind of
King
we
of
got
the
kind of
Hills.
into it.
So we had another game plan, but
Yeah,
we'll
we'll do
just
that
have to
later.
do that
Yeah,
another
let's do that
time.
another
We'll do that
time.
another time. But yeah, so that's King of the Hill. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the King of the Hill episode because
This is probably gonna be the title.
we really did. Yeah, it's gonna be the title probably Sporadic Gaming episode podcast episode 3.
Yep. Make
Yeah,
sure to join the Discord, subscribe to our channels individually, and make sure to stay tuned
yeah.
for the next episode next week.
And I will say this every podcast. You guys can watch us film these
You can.
live. We do it live in the Discord. We do Discord events. You can talk to me, myself, as well as Fizz in the Discord. We are active in it. Come join. That is the best way to support us. It's the best way to get content, and you'll never miss a post. I know sometimes YouTube doesn't send out its notifications, but on the Discord, if you're interested, join. We at everyone. You guys can get the videos as soon as they get posted. So, yeah, join the Discord, subscribe, like the video, everything that you would do to help support us. Everything counts.
Yeah. And thanks so
Um,
much, yeah, for watching, enjoying, and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it.
yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.